Okay, maybe someone can help me with my little dilemma here. This right here is my Husqvarna 535 LST. It comes with the T35 head on it, which I hate. I love the speed feed heads. So what I did is I bought the Husqvarna, that rapid reload speed feed. Okay, now I've been having an issue with it, and that is anytime that I'm cutting in tall, thick stuff, or even bump it up against a chain link fence line, one side of the string will always break off inside the head and just leave one sticking out. This happens all the time, and you got to take it apart, get the string back out, put it back together. And then the second dilemma is with it is when it runs out of string, you put a new string in and you wind it up, it doesn't always wind up even. Sometimes all the string will want to wind up on one side of the spool, and then you got to take it apart again, pull the string out, put it back in, wind it back up again, and hopefully that time that it'll go even on the upper and the lower part of the spool. And then you got the dilemma when you get into real thick stuff, the string breaks off. So my other two are the 525 LST and the 322L Husqvarna, and I run the speed feed. It's a copy of the Echo, the speed feed 400. Now these heads are really good. You can get them super cheap on eBay. I think 5 of them are like $20. So that's what I use on these. Now I have no problem with these speed feed 400s on these lesser powered trimmers, but I used to run these on my 535 LST, which is like 34 cc's, and the problem that I was having with the speed feed 400s when they're on the 535 is they were constantly eternally breaking. Every one of them does this, and what happens as soon as that cracks a little bit, and this one really did a number, as soon as it cracks, then the string just unravels out. You wind it back up, you go to cut again. As soon as it gets in, hits something that, or in the thicker part of the grass, then it just unravels. Every time you wind it up and it unravels, and then you pull it apart and you find this. Now this is brand new. I buy these, I put them on the 535 LST, and every single one of them break. This here is about 2 minutes of use, and that happens. I've even had these little prongs here, these little nubs in the cap, shear off, break completely off. Every single one of these speed feed 400s, when I put them on my 535 LST, that happens. So I ended up resorting to put the Husqvarna, that rapid reload, back on. But then I have the dilemma with this one is the string breaking off inside. You put new string in and it doesn't wind up evenly, and I hate the T35 that it comes with. I hate that little blue bump head on the bottom, because with these, where they're real smooth, they can just glide across the yard on top of the grass and just glide. Well, that T35, you got to hold it up higher, and then every time the plunger there touches the ground, it just wants to grab and dig in. It grabs it. So I hate those heads. So I have no choice but to leave this Husqvarna Rapid Reload on my 535 LST. At least it's not breaking eternally. I mean, yeah, the string will break off inside, and then you got to fix that, and then, you know, maybe 1 out of 3 tries of putting new string in, you got to take it apart because it didn't wind up right inside. But I'd rather deal with that than to keep buying brand new Speed Feed 400 heads and putting them on my 535 LST, and every single one of them breaks within minutes of use. But like I say, the Speed Feed 400s, and these not even excuse me, these aren't even the Echo brand. These are just the knockoffs. And but I have no problem, you know. The 525 LST, you know, it's what, 20, 24, 25 cc's, and the 322L is like 22 cc's. So they are definitely underpowered and less torque, I know, than the 535, because, you know, with this being 34 cc's, I mean, that's you know, that's quite a bit of power, a lot of torque on that. But, you know, they shouldn't be making this stuff to where it's going to break. And this is just unacceptable here. I don't know how many of these I went through trying to get them to work. The Speed Feed 400s, trying to get them to work. I say I even got a bag of them, you know. Yeah. This is trying to cut 1 yard and break 2 and 3 of them in one time. So I had to put that back on it. Like I say, these two here, the 322L, the 525 LST Mark II, these Speed Feed 400 heads, I have no issue with them on here. You put this Speed Feed 400 head on here, and this is what's going to happen every single time. Very annoying, and it gets costly. Even though they are cheap, it gets costly. So if anybody has any suggestions on, you know, put in the comments, tell me what you use. And you know, I just hate that old T25 and the T35. I just hate those style of bump heads. And, you know, I like these Speed Feed systems. And but good grief, you know, I know these things are probably made in China and that, and I guess it's the quality of the plastic's pretty cheap, I guess. But you can't buy just this. I mean, I got all kinds of the caps and the bottoms. I mean, look, you know, brand spanking new, every one of them, and this happens. And I can't find just a replacement of these. Of course, it wouldn't matter anyway, because they just keep breaking anyway. But I wonder if anybody make these out of like billet aluminum or something that wouldn't break so much. That's unacceptable. It really is. You know, the American consumer shouldn't have to buy stuff cheap like this and it doesn't work. But anyway, if anybody got any suggestions, let me know. Have a good day.